Hey, what's going on, guys? ShinyLock here, and today, on August 16th, I'm gonna be giving you guys my July manga reading log. I am gonna try to get these out faster from now on. Now, obviously, it's the middle of August. I'm still just gonna do everything I've read since the last video, and next one is probably gonna be really short, because I'm gonna try to have it out early September or late August. I'm so sorry. So, I'm just gonna jump right into things. First off, I read the second volume of Vinland Saga. This one was amazing, really kind of hooked me on it. I'm definitely gonna start picking up more Vinland from now on, because I'm kind of hooked on this. I wanna get in this. I know there's like more than 10 volumes. I wanna pick them up. They're all great. Also, I love this release. I love this is just a great size for a read. I love this size. I love the hardcover. It's great to read. Also, just the story is amazing. I love Thorfinn. Thorfinn's great, and Askeladd too. Good series. Pick it up. Next up, what I read is I finally got into reading Solanin by Inio Asano. And I read the whole thing in one sitting, and oh my god, this was amazing. It's not really a work of Inio Asano's that I see talked about a lot, but I think I liked this more than Poon Poon. I think this was better than Poon Poon, and it was just amazing, and I think if you guys liked Poon Poon, you should read this. It was really good. All the characters were very well written, relatable, everything, and it was everything about it was well written. The art was amazing, and just such an amazing story. And it's not that long of a read too. It's only like 20 something chapters. So good. This is definitely my favorite Asano work so far. I cannot recommend this enough. I definitely like it more than Poon Poon. It's just such a great read. I can't recommend this enough. Please read Solanin, because I never see it talked about, and I want more people to talk about it because I want it to get the appreciation it deserves, because it's amazing. Solanin. We love Solanin. Now, the last thing for manga, I didn't really read a whole lot of manga this month. I kind of didn't read a lot in general this month, but I have been working through some Love is War chapters on the Shonen Jump app. I haven't read that much because I haven't really had time to sit down and read stuff on my phone when I'd rather read stuff I have physically, but it's pretty good. I started reading where the anime left off because I finally finished the anime. The third season of the anime was amazing, by the way. The final episode made me cry 3 times, and it was definitely worth the 2-year wait I had since watching season 2 in 2020, so very much worth it. Yeah, the manga's pretty good. I don't know if I like the direction where I think it's gonna be heading. I'm not sure exactly what chapter I'm on. I'll put it on the screen right now, but I'm not that far into it, but it's alright. Not as good as like the earlier chapters where the anime was, in my opinion, but it's still a good and fun read. Now, we're gonna move on to comics, because I did read a bit more comics this month than I did manga, I'd say. So, first up, a very well-known comic book. I read Watchmen. It was a very dense and heavy read, but I loved it. It took me a few days to work through because it was very text-heavy and just a lot of stuff to think about, but it was amazing. I don't know where I would how I would rate it and stuff. I feel like to properly rate it, I'd have to read it again, just because this has so much stuff in it. It's just a great read. All the characters and everything are great. The art is also really good. I love how the more like 80s art style really fits this book. Dr. Manhattan and Rorschach, especially, great characters. I love practically every issue that mainly featured Dr. Manhattan, I just adored. The ones where he was on Mars were just so incredible. Also, the ending of this book, so good. Like, one of my favorite comic book endings in general. It was just such a great ending, and I know everyone has probably read this, but please read it. I've heard bad things about the other tie-ins and prequels and stuff, so I'm probably not going to read those. I've heard the only one worth reading is the Rorschach one, so I may pick that one up, but there are some I'm not touching. But yeah, great series, definitely worth all the praise it gets in my opinion. So yeah, Watchmen was amazing. Next I read Green Lantern Blackest Night. This was my first Green Lantern comic. I do not think it was a great place to start, but I still absolutely love this comic. It was very good. All the art was amazing, and I thought the conflict was well written. I think seeing all the characters get turned into zombies was really cool, and it had a lot of really good heart-wrenching moments, and it's just such a good comic. Sometimes it felt more like a Flash comic than a Green Lantern comic, which I don't necessarily mind because I love Barry Allen, but this was such a good comic. I loved every bit of this. I read it in mostly one sitting. I had to take a little break in the middle, but such a good comic. I love this book. I want to get Brightest Day because I know Brightest Day comes after this, and this did end on a bit of a cliffhanger, but I can't find it anywhere. So whenever I do find Brightest Day, I am definitely picking up instantly and reading it because I want to see where this goes next, because this was such a good comic book. I love Green Lantern. So yeah, read Green Lantern Blackest Night. Probably not a best starting point. Look online to see if there's better starting points, but this did the first issue or so did kind of just explain the backstory and everything, so it wasn't that bad. So next up, as I talked about in my manga haul, I read Batman The Long Halloween Dark Victory. And as I said in my manga haul, I love The Long Halloween, the original one. It's so good. I love Two-Face. I love everything. I love Tim Sale's artwork. Everything is so good about this. Mainly I'm reading this because I'm just trying to get a good understanding of Batman and the Robins and everything. So I'm working through Dick Grayson stuff first. Next I want to go to a little bit more Dick Grayson and maybe some Batgirl. Then I'm gonna move into Jason Todd, so if I can ever find that, that's what will be next. But this was amazing. I don't think it was quite as good as The Long Halloween, but it was still the same level of quality and care that The Long Halloween had. And also, I love this release. I love the big hardcovers. It's great. I love Batman. Batman is amazing. Now lastly, the last thing I read was House of M, and this was a really good comic, I think. I was hoping for a bit more Magneto, but the little bit of Magneto we did get was good. So I'm okay with that, but House of M was really great. I loved all this stuff in the alternate timeline. I loved how it was mainly from the perspective of Wolverine. I love Wolverine, he's great. And this was just generally a well-rounded comic book. Some parts did kind of fall flat in my opinion. I thought some parts dragged on a little too long, and some parts for me I don't feel like hit in the way they wanted to hit, but maybe that's just because I haven't read a lot of X-Men stuff. I've been wanting to get more into X-Men stuff, and this probably wasn't a great book to read this early on because it is an event comic, but it's still a really enjoyable read. I love this read. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. I know I didn't read as much as previous months, but I will try to read more this coming month so I can have a decent reading log. But yeah, if you guys have any recommendations or anything, let me know in the comments. I love adding new stuff to my list that will never end. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.